Have you ever wondered how New York City's skyline came to be so iconic? From the bustling streets to the soaring skyscrapers, New York City stands as a testament to architectural brilliance and relentless innovation. But the city's journey to becoming a global icon of modernity began in more humble origins. In the 17th century, what is now known as New York was a small Dutch settlement named New Amsterdam. Nestled at the mouth of the mighty Hudson River, this modest colony laid down the roots that would grow into one of the world's most dynamic urban centers. The transformation from a quaint trading post to a towering metropolis is a story woven with ambition, vision, and a relentless drive to reach the sky. As we explore the evolution of this remarkable cityscape, we'll see how each era brought its own challenges and opportunities, influencing the city's architectural landscape. From the early colonial structures to the birth of the skyscraper, each phase was instrumental in sculpting the city's iconic silhouette. This transformation didn't happen overnight. Let's dive into the architectural evolution that shaped the city. Imagine New York City in the late 19th century, bustling, crowded, and reaching for the sky. As the streets teemed with horse-drawn carriages and the clamor of an ever-growing population, an architectural revolution was on the horizon: the birth of the skyscraper. At the heart of this revolution were two key innovations: the safety elevator and steel frame construction. Before these, buildings rarely stretched beyond 6 stories. Anything taller was impractical, largely because climbing numerous flights of stairs was unfeasible for everyday activities. But in 1853, Elisha Otis changed the urban landscape forever by introducing the safety elevator at the New York World's Fair. Suddenly, reaching the sky was no longer a dream but a tangible reality. Simultaneously, the development of steel frame construction allowed buildings to climb even higher. This method, where the building's weight is supported by a skeletal steel structure, was a game-changer. It meant that walls no longer had to be load-bearing and could be much lighter, allowing for the tall, glass-fronted towers we recognize today. Among the first to rise using these technologies was the iconic Woolworth Building. Completed in 1913, it soared to an impressive 55 stories, making it the tallest building in the world at the time. It wasn't just its height that captivated the public's imagination, but also its stunning Gothic-style architecture, earning it the nickname the Cathedral of Commerce. The Woolworth Building was more than just an office space. It symbolized a new era of possibilities in urban design and functionality. It showed that the sky was literally the limit, setting a precedent for future skyscrapers not only in New York, but around the world. These towering structures didn't just change the city's skyline, they revolutionized urban living. The skyscraper, a marvel of human ingenuity and ambition, turned the dense, sprawling urban landscape into a vertical city, forever transforming how people live, work, and perceive space in the bustling metropolis of New York. As the 20th century progressed, so did the ambitions of architects and builders. The Roaring Twenties in New York City was a period marked by a surge in cultural dynamism and technological advancements. This era saw the birth of Art Deco, a style characterized by its lavish ornamentation and bold geometric shapes, which soon became the defining aesthetic of the city's skyline. Art Deco was not just an architectural style, it was a statement of modernity and luxury. Its influence is most evident in two of the city's most iconic structures, the Chrysler Building and the Empire State Building. Both skyscrapers were constructed during a period often referred to as the Race to the Clouds, a spirited competition to achieve the title of the world's tallest building. The Chrysler Building, with its gleaming terraced crown, was a personal project of automotive magnate Walter Chrysler. Designed by architect William Van Allen, the building was a monument to innovation and the industrial age, adorned with car-inspired decorative motifs that celebrated the era's fascination with speed and progress. Not to be outdone, the Empire State Building emerged on the scene, soaring to an unprecedented height. Designed by Shreve and Lamb, this monumental skyscraper reached 86 stories, claiming the title of the world's tallest building shortly after its completion. The building's striking Art Deco features combined with its sheer scale made it a marvel of its time. The competition between these two architectural giants captivated the public's imagination. It was a spectacle of human ingenuity, and a testament to the era's unbridled optimism, even in the face of the looming financial shadows of the Great Depression. These skyscrapers were more than office spaces. They were symbols of hope and ambition during the Great Depression. Their towering forms didn't just scrape the sky, they reached for new possibilities, embodying a city that, despite economic challenges, looked ever upward and dreamed big. Post-World War II, New York City became the canvas for modernist architects. As the city recovered and rebuilt, a new architectural style began to take shape, characterized by simplicity, functionality, and a rejection of ornamental excess. This was the era of modernism and the international style, which reshaped the skyline of New York City and reflected a broader shift in global architectural trends. The international style, which emerged in the 1920s and 1930s, gained significant traction in New York during the mid-20th century. Pioneered by architects like Le Corbusier and Ludwig Mies van der Rohe, this style emphasized volume over mass, used industrial materials like steel and glass, and featured a stark geometric aesthetic. These elements combined to create buildings that were not just structures, but manifestos of clarity and simplicity. One of the most iconic examples of this style in New York is the United Nations headquarters, completed in 1952. Designed by a team of international architects led by Wallace Harrison, the complex is a landmark of modernist ideals. Its sleek lines and glass facade embody the principles of openness and transparency, ideals that are at the core of the United Nations itself. Another seminal project, the Chrysler Building, designed by Mies van der Rohe and Philip Johnson, was completed in 1958. It stands as a paragon of the international style. With its facade of bronze and glass, the Chrysler Building introduced the concept of the functional aesthetic in commercial skyscrapers. Its design prioritizes the rhythm and repetition of structural elements, creating an elegant simplicity that has influenced countless buildings since. These buildings, among others, marked a significant transformation in New York City's architectural landscape. They reflected a new philosophy that valued simplicity in form and function, moving away from the historical revival styles that had dominated the early 20th century. This era brought simplicity and functionality to the forefront, transforming the urban landscape once again. As architectural tastes evolved, so did the skyline of New York City. The late 20th and early 21st centuries ushered in an era of postmodernism and deconstructivism, styles that challenged the stark minimalism and functional ethos of modernism. These styles embraced complexity and contradiction, adding a splash of whimsy and narrative to the architectural landscape of the city. Postmodernism in architecture is often characterized by its eclectic approach and the return of wit, ornament, and reference to the building design. This was a marked departure from the austere lines and impersonal approach of the buildings that dominated the mid-20th century. New York City, ever the canvas for architectural innovation, saw iconic additions like the Hearst Tower, which broke ground in the early 2000s. The tower's distinctive diagrid frame, using significantly less steel while maintaining structural integrity, not only enhances its aesthetic appeal but also underscores a commitment to environmental sustainability. Moving forward, the tragic events of September 11th necessitated a poignant and reflective redesign of the World Trade Center site. The new complex, inclusive of One World Trade Center, is not just a testament to resilience, but also a beacon of modern architectural thought, incorporating elements of sustainability and high-tech design tailored to the 21st century. The influence of stellar architects like Frank Gehry and Santiago Calatrava also reshaped parts of the city's architectural identity. Gehry's undulating forms and Calatrava's sculptural finesse brought a new level of artistic dialogue to urban structures. The IAC building by Gehry, with its billowing glass facade, and Calatrava's Oculus, a transportation hub that resembles a dove in flight, are testaments to this transformative era. These recent developments reflect a city that continuously adapts and grows, always looking to the future. New York City's architectural journey is far from over, but each era, including this latest phase, contributes layers of depth and dynamism to its ever-evolving skyline. As we see, the city's buildings are not just structures. They're narratives of resilience, innovation, and artistic expression, standing tall against the backdrop of one of the world's most vibrant urban landscapes. What's next for New York City's skyline? As we peer into the crystal ball of architectural innovation, the future of New York City's architecture appears as dynamic and vibrant as its past. The city that famously never sleeps is gearing up to adopt more sustainable building practices, Imagine skyscrapers not just soaring but breathing structures designed with cutting-edge green technologies, reducing carbon footprints and enhancing energy efficiency. The integration of technology and construction is poised to redefine the urban landscape. Smart buildings with automated systems for everything from energy management to security are set to become the norm. These buildings will not only be smarter, but also more responsive to the needs of their inhabitants. Moreover, the use of revolutionary materials and techniques like self-healing concrete and pollution-absorbing facades will likely transform New York City into a beacon of modern sustainability and architectural resilience. The skyline of New York City is a living history of architectural achievement and a promise of future innovation. From the first skyscrapers to the high-tech towers of today, New York City's skyline tells a story of relentless ambition and creativity. We've traveled through time, exploring how each architectural era has contributed to the iconic and ever-evolving New York City skyline. From the daring heights of the early skyscrapers in the Roaring '20s, through the sleek designs of modernism, to the eclectic expressions of postmodernism and the innovative visions shaping the future. New York City isn't just a hub of architectural innovation, it's a beacon that continues to inspire and influence urban designs worldwide. Each building, from the Art Deco masterpieces like the Empire State Building to the modern marvels such as One World Trade Center, encapsulates a piece of history and a glimpse into the future. Reflecting on this journey, it's clear that New York City's architectural story is far from over. The skyline will keep changing, promising new wonders and lessons for the world. If you enjoyed this journey through New York City's architectural history, don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment below with your favorite part of NYC's skyline.